Okay, Rohit, it has been long time when you feel your DAF. So a lot has changed in world politics. I think in your life also, in terms of India also. So in your personal life, what has changed during these last 1.5 years?
Sorry, sir, I was not unable to.
Okay, I'm saying कि when you feel your DAF, a lot has changed all around. Obviously, in your life also something has changed. So can you tell me what has changed during 1.5 year in your life?
Sir, a lot of things has changed. Personally, for me, I have given two examinations, and I have cleared the UPSC CDS examination twice. Apart from that, MPPSC mains also written, and sir, now I am preparing for CSC 2022, sir.
Okay, okay. So what happened to your SSB? You appeared in SSB now of CDS.
Ji, sir.
So
Ji,
what
sir.
happened?
Sir, I was conference out, sir.
Okay, okay. So did you take some lesson from there?
Yes, sir. I was very much hesitant there because I had not taken such experience prior. So that is one of the lesson. And second is that I should be ready for any kind of challenge, any kind of opportunities because I interacted with a lot of my friends. So they were very much ready and they were much ahead as compared to me.
Okay. In philosophy, it is said a child's mind is tabula rasa. Have you heard this?
Sir, is it about when we can mold child it in any way? Is about that, sir?
Actually, it is means a child born is having clean slate. His mind is like clean slate. Have you heard?
Sorry, sir, I have not heard, but I can give some
Yes, yes,
examples
yes.
of this.
Yes, say
Yes,
something.
sir. Sir, it is said that childs are God's children. They are with pure mind. They do not have any kind of prejudices or any kind of biasness. So they are clean mind. So, sir, I think I'm going in right direction.
Okay, okay. Okay, Arti, you continue. Unmute.
Okay. So Rohit, tell me something about your district Rajgarh.
Ma'am, my district Rajgarh is famous for Monpura Dam, and apart from Narsingar, which is also known as the Malwai Kashmir, and there is famous temple Jalpa Mata Mandir, and there are also it is also called the Chorha of Madhya Pradesh because the two national highway passes from here.
Okay. Okay, what do you know about Khajuraho?
Ma'am, Khajuraho is a 10th century temple in Madhya Pradesh, uh, Khajuraho district, and these were built by the Bundela Chandil Sasaks in the 10th century, and they are famous especially for their the sensual pictures that have been shown there, sir.
Okay. So tell me why India is hosting G20 culturals meet in Khajuraho.
Ma'am, India is a president of G20 for this year. So there are various summits are taking place for various sectors. Cultural meetings is one of them, and India is a culturally diverse country. So we are showing our culture, our tradition, our heritage to the world community. So it will also boost our tourism as well as improve our soft power.
Okay. So what is global carbon politics?
Ma'am, as the climate change is taking place and and the developed countries have contributed to the most of the carbon emissions. So there is a politics because developed countries are passing their responsibility on the developed countries are passing their responsibility on the developing countries, and the developing countries are saying that the developed countries should take the responsibility, and which is also called the common differentiated responsibilities.
Okay. So tell me, why do we witness incidents of terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir as recently we see it happen?
Jammu and Kashmir is located on the periphery of India, and it is located on the India's northern border, which is hostile, which is located between the two hostile neighbors, China and Pakistan. Pakistan actively support terrorism in Kashmir, and the active support of the ISI of the Chinese for the Pakistani, and apart from that, the local resentment in the youth of the Jammu and Kashmir. uh, After the revocation of the Article 370, and lack of development and the brainwash of the local people, and the active support by the local politicians also are the some reason that is why we see attacks there.
Okay. So what are the steps Indian government is taking to tackle this issue?
Ma'am, as our economy is growing, so our voice is also being recognized across the world. We have taken steps on the bilateral level with the Pakistan. We are pressurizing Pakistan and our close allies like Saudi Arabia, because Pakistan do not wage proxy war against India. At the same time, we have improved our security situations. We have multi-layered defense mechanism on the border, but sometimes such incidents take place, ma'am, due to failure of our intelligence.
Okay. So do you know what is the rank of India in Global Terrorism Index and which institution released this report?
Ma'am, I do not know exactly the rank, but it is the Institute of Peace. It is Australian-based institution, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So have you heard about Operation Dost?
Operation those.
Yes.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me something about SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Ma'am, India is also chairing the SCO meeting this year. India is the president, and it was formed in 1996. And India, apart from it expanded gradually, and India was inducted as a permanent member in 2017 along with Pakistan. So it is the security organization for promoting our national interest and collective interest in the Central Asia, and
Okay. So what are the areas on which SEO is working and what are the problems SEO is facing?
Ma'am, issues working especially in the security areas of defense cooperation. We have multiple uh, joint exercises, sharing intelligence. There is RETS mechanism which shares intelligence on the terrorism related activities, and apart from that, we have cultural city connect program, because we have the Sarnath has been selected. Sorry, Varanasi has been selected as a cultural city for SCO. And apart from positives, there are challenges like we have problem with the China and Pakistan, because they speak double language. At the SCO platform, they said that we are fighting against terrorism, and when it comes to the UN, they speak differently. And apart from that, the Russia Ukraine war is going on, so that puts India in a very difficult situation, how to manage the situation. And we do not know whether the Pakistani premier would attend the meeting or not, so it would send a wrong message that we are not able to
Okay. So do you see SEO as a NATO of Asia?
Ma'am, we can't say, because NATO is altogether different, because there is a dedicated force in NATO, but there is no such force in SCO, and NATO follows the collective defense policy, but SCO do not follow the collective defense policy. So, but it is seen as a block in the eastern hemisphere by the Western countries. But we can't say that it is a Eastern NATO, because the countries who are participating have a very different interest. Like India and China, the cooperation is the likely cooperation is very negligible.
Okay. So your first preference is CISF. Tell me the role of CISF in internal security.
Ma'am, CISF has been playing an important role in securing our public sector undertakings, airports, uh, major ports, and uh, protection to our Delhi metros. So, and apart from that, CIF is also playing a role in the disaster management and firefighting. And apart from that, it also provides security to VIPs sometimes.
Okay. What is Narmada Bachao Andolan?
Ma'am, Narmada is a lifeline of Madhya Pradesh, so it is facing threat due to changing climatic pattern, and apart from that, there is a huge mining in the Narmada riverbed, and so government of Madhya Pradesh has launched this mission to raise awareness about the people regarding protection of the Narmada, planting trees along the banks of the Narmada river, and constructing dams on the run of the river basis, so that it harms less to the uh, natural plants and animals in the Narmada river.
Okay. Okay, Rohit, tell me your two strengths and two weaknesses.
Ma'am, I am preparing for this exam, so I am very determined and hardworking. Apart from that, I have tolerance and sympathy. And to weakness, I am very weak in painting, and sometimes I watch videos on YouTube, so I continuously watch for not too much for, but
Okay. Okay, that's all from my side, sir.
Okay. Rohit, just you said you are preparing for this examination. That's why you are determined. So those who are not preparing for this examination, who are not determined, or if you would not have prepared for this examination, you would not have been determined.
yes, sir. I would have always been determined for because the thing we do, we always focus on that with single-mindedly. And sir, other people are also determined in their respective fields, sir.
Okay, okay. So if not this examination, then your best, second best alternative.
Sir, civil services, sir. Civil services.
Here, this is also civil services as per till date.
Yes, sir. Apart from sir, I would like the teaching line, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so you wrote about jogging in the morning, okay, as extracurricular activity, and you wrote
Yes,
only
sir.
one thing. So you are doing on daily basis, without jogging, you will not do anything in life.
Sir, I do jogging on daily basis because it gives a good start of the day, and it also boosts my energy, gives enthusiasm, and I feel very comfortable after jogging.
Okay.
And
And if you are not able to do in the morning, you will not do in the evening.
Sir, I usually go in the early morning because I am early early bird. I usually get up in the early morning,
Okay, okay.
but some
Yes, there is a line, for example, in which says Bande Matram, like a thing ki, in the morning, Malayaj Sitalam Satya Syamalam Matram. Have you heard this?
yes, sir, I have heard that, but sir, I do not know exact meaning of that, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, okay. In the morning, actually, it is said ki Malayaj Sitalam means the cool wind from Malay mountain comes in the morning, and that gives good for health. That is good for health. Okay, Ravi, you continue.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Rohit.
Yes, sir.
As per your DF, you have chosen a school of open learning rather than a
Yes, sir.
regular course. So, can you differentiate? Means how much different it was? Means from a regular type of course.
Sir, there is a lot of difference because we have to just give examination in the open schools, and there are some classes, but and there are no regular festivals in the open schools. And in the regular college, there is very much extra curricular activities, and regular college also give opportunity to develop your personality. There are different fields, so
So there was a steep some sort of decline in your marks. So how can you justify it? Means whether it was not interesting or something happened in your political science courses.
yes, sir. It is subjective subject, so it depends on the examiner. Apart from that, I had not prepared well, except that. And so third thing is that, sir, I was a Hindi medium student till 12th, and there is opportunity in the DU that you can write examination in English also. So, sir, I wrote my examination in English. That may be one of the reason that I could not get the good marks, sir.
Okay. Recently, means due to climate change or events similar to this, frequently we hear about El Nino or La Nina effects. So, can you differentiate between these two physical phenomena?
Ji, sir, El Nino is a condition when the Eastern Pacific gets uh, warm. Sorry, sir, in that situation, sir, El Nino is not favorable for India when the Eastern Pacific gets warm. So entire the winds gets toward the Eastern Pacific. So those winds do not cause rain in India. And the La Nina situation is favorable for India because in the Eastern Pacific there is a high pressure. So the winds do not get attracted towards, and rain takes place in India in sufficient amounts.
Sufficient amount or excess amount?
Sir,
Okay,
excess amount we can say.
okay. Whatever means. So many a times in the newspaper, in social media or in print media, we see about bad effects or something like that regarding hate speech. So do you know means is it a defined term? Means has our courts or our constitution or government have defined this term hate speech?
Sir, as far as my knowledge is concerned, speech has not defined in any particular law, but there are several provisions in our constitution and in our IPC, uh, which gives a basic rough definition of the hate speech, sir. Like, sir, the blasphemy provision in the IPC, like that, sir.
So suppose let us assume court has decided to define this hate speech. So means means is there is it favorable for us if hate speech will be defined? So it is good or bad?
So if hate speech is defined, it is good because at least we would have some sort of the definition. On that basis, the government can take action against those who are preaching the hate speech,
But
and there
how
would be less.
it is so complex that not anybody is trying to define this hate speech.
Gee, sir, it is complex, but if we can, if government wants, if there is will, government can bring a law. There should be proper consultation with the civil society in the Supreme Court. So on that basis, we can make a concrete definition of the hate speech. But it would be very difficult to implement because sometime it get used by the ruling party against the opposition, sir.
Okay. Have you gone through Indian Space Policy 2023? Can you elaborate some Can you tell at least one, 2 points regarding this Indian space policy?
Yes, sir, it has been recently launched. It wants to make India as a global space power. We want to the private sector participation in the space sector so that we can relieve the ISRO from the launching rockets, so that ISRO can focus on the research and development. Apart from that, the new space policy also wants to generate the entrepreneurial spirit in the people so that they can take space as a subject for their study.
So you told about private sector participation in space arena. So as per this Indian space policy, how much international space market they are aiming for in near future? Assume in next 10 to 15 years, how much space international space market they are aiming for? How much percentage?
Sir, the global space market is around 50 billion, but we are very less, around 4 to 5 billion. And sir, I am not exactly aware the correct provision of the policy.
Okay. Can you name at least 4 different kinds of tanks which have been used by Indian Army in last 40, 50 years?
Sir, we have Arjun tank, and sorry, sir, I know only about Arjun tanks.
Apart from Arjun tank, you can say T-90 something. Okay, let's go to next question. Last week there was the eruption of major violence in Sudan between their army and paramilitary establishments. So and later on, news came up regarding USA that is the USA is manipulating fault lines between these two establishments. So how USA is able to manipulate fault lines in other countries, and is it frequent phenomena or is it an isolated event?
No, sir. US is a global superpower, so where the US interest shoots, it manipulates the situation. Same we have seen in the Libya and in the Syria, Iraq, and we are seeing in the Ukraine. So it is not an isolated event, and it is the US's policy. USA has a global influence, and the conflicting parties can be manipulated by the US because of its power. So, sir, that is why USA manipulates it.
Okay, so do we have any kinds of fault lines between our establishment, like military or paramilitary, army, these kinds of sections?
No, sir, we do not have any particular fault lines like that we are seeing in the uh, Sudan. But we have some minor issues like the bureaucracy, the armed forces grudges about the uh, this role of the bureaucracy sometimes, and but there is no particular fault, sir. It is like operational fault, sir.
Okay, but this event has another angle. So many times we see that any country becomes a battleground between USA and Russia. So in this event also that angle is present. So are you able to see in near future there will be so many other areas also, so which will be a battleground between USA and Russia?
Sir, it might be proxy war, but it won't be direct war because both countries are very much far from the Sudan, and this won't support the US's strategic interest at the same time of the Russia also, sir.
Okay, okay. So have you heard about recoilless rifles?
Wireless rifles.
Recoil means when we fire a bullet, suppose someone fires a bullet, so at that point that assault rifle recoils back. Means But recently, means there are some rifles which are not having a recoil. So can you do you know about this?
Sorry, sir, I do not.
Okay, that's all from my side, sir.
Okay.
Proceed.
Yeah. Okay, so your optional subject in civil services is also political science.
Ji, sir.
Okay, can you name three Western political scientists?
Sir, the father of the political science is Aristotle and the Plato. So, sir, and apart from that, the James Mill and Machiavelli.
Okay. Okay, so Machiavelli is, for example, Chanakya is known as Machiavelli of India, or you can say in reverse, कि Machiavelli should be known as Chanakya, okay, of Europe. So, what are the similarity between Machiavelli and Chanakya?
Sir, they both dealt with the state, and they both were realistic in their sense, and they were both suggested that a state should acquire power, and the interest of the state is supreme for both. And the Chanakya dealt in a very detailed manner about the statecraft system, whereas the Machiavelli was very limited to the state system itself.
Okay, so what was the opinion of Machiavelli in terms of democracy?
Sir, Machiavelli was not in favor of democracy because the situation that was prevailing in Italy, because Italy was divided house due to corruption of the church fathers. So, though he said that the republican system is best if the citizens are good, but it is not good where the people are cunning. So, sir, he was not in favor of the democracy, sir.
Okay,
In
so
Italy, especially.
so Machiavelli and Plato, you find they are on pole apart.
Yes, sir. Plato was idealistic, whereas the Machiavelli was realist. So, sir, in that sense, we can say they were different, but it was a gradual evolution of the Western political thought from Plato to Aristotle to Machiavelli, sir.
Okay, so Plato, for example, he wrote about Republic. Plato's Republic is one of the famous book. So, do you find Plato's Republic can be implemented in present democracy or democratic setup of India?
Sir, the Republic is a very vast book. He has given the concept of the philosopher king. So that is not possible in present time because king should be free from the passion of power, and but his theory of education can be implemented because his theory of education was very vast, uh, very diverse. He focused on giving physical education, mental education, giving music, gymnastic, and continuous improve on the education. On that basis the personality of the citizens would be answered, so that can be implemented. Apart from, he gave the provision communism of wives and property. That is also not implementable in the present situation because we are following the capitalist economy.
Okay. By the way, what was the number of people in Plato's ideal state?
Sir, it was around 4,000, sir.
5,040. Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Can you say why 5,040?
Sir, I do not know exact reason, but sir, it was a very small city state, so it would have been easy to govern those people, sir.
Okay, so if it is easy, then 1,000 is better than 5,040.
Gee, sir. Sorry, sir, I am not aware about this.
Okay. Do you know number system? Division multiplication?
Gee, sir.
Okay, 5,040 is divisible from 2 to 10. Every number, it is divisible. Okay, so entire population can be grouped either in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so for example, you talked about India from India, for example, Chanakya. Other than Chanakya, in modern political science syllabus, what all philosopher, means political scientist you learned? Just name three.
Sir, Dr. Ambedkar ji and
Yes.
Gandhi ji
Dear,
and
dear,
Sri
dear,
Aurobindo.
dear, Gandhi is not a political scientist in such a way.
Ji sir. And sir, M.N. Roy sir.
Yes. What is the contribution of M.N. Roy?
Sir, M.N. Roy was a communist, so he gave the criticism of the capitalist system, and he gave the principle of the radical humanism concept of the freedom from the traditions, superstitions. He wanted the real freedom for the humanity, sir. And apart from, he focused on the equalities.
Okay, what is M.N. Roy's contribution in our constitution?
Sir, M.N. Roy was the first who proposed the Constituent Assembly for making our constitution, and though his idea have not been included in constitution directly, but the ideas he preached was indirectly implemented in our included in our constitution, sir.